What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I've got a very special unboxing, one that I've been waiting for a very long time and I'm having trouble grabbing the box. Give me a second. This right here is a box from a company called Garrixon that's based out in Philadelphia, and this is actually my shoe. I still can't, I did a video on it a couple months ago and this is the final production version and I'm still freaking out. As some of you remember from a couple months back, I actually unveiled the brand new Planters Peanuts Crunch Force ones, which I actually designed and I worked with Garrixon and Richie to actually create. And the pair that I had in that video was actually the promo sample pair, so unfortunately I had to send it back. But now finally production pairs are coming out and I've got my pair, so I'm really excited to check them out. So without further ado, let's bust this guy open, check out the packaging, which I have yet to see in person, and the actual sneaker itself, which again, I'm beyond stoked for. They actually wrote "great job" on the top of the box. It's a nice touch, thank you guys, I appreciate it. So because this pair had a pretty limited run, I think it was 1,500 pairs or around there. It's not been on GOAT or StockX or anywhere like that yet. I don't know if it will, but that would be really cool if it was. That'd be kind of a dream come true. In addition to having a shoe that I designed. There are, however, some pairs on eBay, which I think are going for between 300 and 600, which is nuts. The shoe is sold out, so unfortunately you can't grab it unless you want to grab it for resale. But that's crazy to say. First of all, I'm just realizing that's crazy to say. But I'm really excited to check out this production pair. I can't wait to see it. Also, huge shout out to Garrixon and Richie for actually putting the shoes together. I designed the overall aesthetic of the sneaker and the production drawings for the sneaker, but they actually figured out all the technical specs. They actually put it together. They're awesome. I can't thank them enough for that. And they're Philly based, which means if you guys want, we can actually go take a look at their studio and check out all the goodness they have going on, and maybe in the future we can work on another collaborative project, which would be sick. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want to see that. Also, actually, if you want to check out Garrixon or Richie on Instagram, I've left links to them in the description below. So finally, here we go, moment of truth. I'm excited. This box is nuts. That pun was intended, just in case you guys didn't know. Oh man, I got a second pair too. Pull this guy out. Here we go. Here's the second pair. I'm actually waiting on a third pair as well, which hopefully will come in soon. But here are my first two pairs, both my size, both size 9. One to rock, one to stock, and then that third pair is actually going to a friend. So I'm really excited about these guys. This box, it's meant to look like a peanut, so that makes sense why it looks like a peanut. I didn't actually know this box was gonna look like that, and I'm seeing it for the first time. I think it's dope. I think this is a really sick box. I might actually display this box with the shoe. So obviously you've got this nuts texture. This is the outside of a peanut. I don't know if this is the Planters texture or where they got this peanut texture from, but I like it. It's bright. It kind of reminds me of cheese a little bit, if I'm honest, but I do like it a lot. You've got Mr. Peanut there on the front. You've got the Crunch Force 1 text, you've got size 9 men's, size 10.5 women's, and that's all she wrote. I still can't believe it. I haven't seen them yet, but just knowing the fact that a shoe that I designed is inside this box is next level. So here we go. A nice little card. You've got the Planters man on the front, Mr. Peanut. I should know that. I made his shoe. It says, "Thank you for your purchase of the Crunch Force 1s. Congratulations on being one of the select few to own a piece of Planters history. Your Crunch Force 1s were made by hand in the United States in exclusive quantities. Show us your pair by tweeting Mr. Peanut." Sweet. I will do that. I can't believe it, man. Oh man. This is a shoe that I designed. This is a real shoe that I designed. It's got a little patch on it. It's got a little patch on the back. I'm freaking out. Not even a little bit. I'm full on freaking out. This is a pair that I can actually wear. Unlike the sample pair, which I can only try on, this is my pair. This is my pair to wear. One thing I want to say right off the bat is that this is a promotional product. So it has to be certain colors. It has to look a certain way. It's got to have logos on it. That's just stuff that you can't get around. So there were some people on the internet who weren't a huge fan of certain details. And at the end of the day, I get it. But it's a Planters shoe. It's got to have Mr. Peanut on it. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. I think he actually makes the shoe. So if you don't like it because it's a Mr. Peanut thing, that's on you. I don't know what to tell you about that. But man, the leather that they use, it's smells great. It's actual leather too. This isn't like mass-produced leather. This is, I mean, it's probably made in a large quantity, but because the shoe wasn't made in a large quantity, we could actually afford to use nicer leather, which I'm really excited about. So it's nicely tumbled. It's actually tumbled. It's got this really great feel to it. Okay, just a quick overview of the shoe again, because it's been a couple months and maybe you guys didn't see that original video, which I'll link at the top of the screen if you haven't seen it. But this is it. This is the Planters Crunch Force 1. It was inspired by retro basketball sneakers, so that's where I got a lot of the shapes from. And funny story, this shape here was actually originally a sideways peanut shape. I was kind of going for just really a subtle integration of a peanut onto the shoe, and it didn't work. So what I did instead was completely change the peanut shape to more of like a two little arm situation, and because of that you get this nice little zigzag shape, and this also has a much more organic feel to it, and it feels more retro. And something that I really like about, you know, classic basketball sneakers, like you guys know me, I love the Air Jordan 1. That's like my ideal shoe, and I wanted to create something in a similar style. So a high top, something that uses really nice leathers and suedes, and not like any of that new like mesh or anything like that, just because I get it, like I understand why you'd want to use that, especially for performance applications, but this is a lifestyle shoe, so I wanted to go all out on the quality leather. And shout out to Richie and Garrixon for just making this possible. This is so sick. You also, of course, have the little monocle hang tag, which I gotta say wasn't my idea, but I really like it, and I kind of wish it was my idea because this is dope. The black areas of the shoe are actually really nice premium feeling suede. So you've got suede on the toe, suede on the midfoot, and a little bit around the heel as well. And of course the blue areas are tumbled leather, and so is the yellow tongue and the sock liner of the shoe. And actually the sock liner of the shoe feels like they used a slightly softer leather than the outer portion of the shoe, probably because it just feels better against your foot, which I totally understand. You've got these semi-wax laces to give it a little bit of a shine, but it doesn't stop them from being flexible, so they're really easy to tie. Let's pull this guy out here. There we go, and pull out the insole as well, because the insole actually has peanuts printed all over it. Of course, it's a peanut themed shoe, so you've got to have peanuts on the insole. That's an important detail, and I think it came out great. The printing quality is actually pretty solid. Some more insight about the shoe. We couldn't actually create and design our own sole just because creating a mold for a rubber sole is usually an extremely expensive process, like $20,000, $30,000 for a very simple mold, and we just weren't making quantities that justified that price. So we actually had to source this midsole and sole from a factory that already had some soles available, and I think they actually go really well with the shoe. They fit with this sort of retro basketball aesthetic, and they kind of look like a peanut, which I think was the whole idea behind this gum color and also the texture on the outsole as well. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Even though we didn't have complete control over that aspect of the shoe, I still think it was a nice detail and it worked out. Of course, in the back of the shoe, you've got the embroidered Planters logo, which I actually think came out really nice. And for the first shoe that I ever designed from scratch that actually got produced, I'm pretty proud of it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Huge thank you again to Richie and Garrixon for putting it together. Huge thank you to VaynerMedia for getting this whole project put together. And of course, Planters Peanuts, and Mr. Peanut specifically, because if it wasn't for them, this shoe would have never happened. So can't thank everyone involved enough. That was awesome. But really, the most important people are you guys, the people who supported me and also the people who bought this shoe. I can't thank you guys enough for that. That like means the world to me that there are 1,500 people walking around with this shoe on, or maybe they're not walking around in them, but they have this shoe. And I think that's just the coolest thing in the world, and it's not something I ever dreamed would ever happen to me. So I can't thank you guys enough. I love the Crunch Force 1s. I'm so happy that I actually finally have a pair in my hands. It's an actual real production pair that I can call my own pair. It's just such a huge milestone in my career, but not only that, but also my life. It's just such a big deal to me, and I'm just really excited about these. But let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see a tour of the factory where these were made. Also, if you'd like to see any more videos on these, like a review or something like that. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I don't know if I need to review my own shoe because I feel like it'd be a little bit biased. But let me know if you guys want to see that. Happy to do it. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.